always waiting for it to take a picture, but it's really just like the click we're
like
going
trade
live.
seals. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Welcome back. This is podcast number 223. My name is Dina. You can find me at The Knitting Place on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook.
I am Pam Sapp on Instagram and Ravelry, and Pam Sapienza on Facebook. If you didn't know, this is a knitting podcast. It is a it is a knitting, crochet, crafting podcast. And that's it, right?
Yes. We love to get together. We love to share what we're working on.
We love to knit. Go ahead, if you're new to.
If you're new to the channel, we usually cover what's going on. We touch lightly on our lives. We talk about what we're working on, projects as we get to them. If we're wearing something, we name that project. We talk about our FOs and any, I guess, circumstances that usually arise when we are working.
And there's
with
always a circumstance.
Yes, or so it seems.
Exactly.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. If you hit the bell, I was told for clarification, if I'm not mistaken, that will notify you if we do publish a new podcast. So you may want to
hit the bell.
Hit the bell. And of course, give us a follow or share with your friends. It goes a long way.
There you go.
All right, official stuff is over.
There you go. So what's doing, Dina?
What is doing? Had a busy weekend.
I know. You were doing like all house stuff this weekend.
All house stuff, yeah. We were very busy. Not to mention we were dog sitting. So Danielle's
dog.
Yeah, Danielle's dog was over, Moose. So we had Moose and Bear. And Moose is only about 8 months old. He's about half Bear's age.
Right.
So it's interesting because all of a sudden, Moose is, I guess, going to be a larger dog. So at this point,
is he, yeah?
Yes, he's much larger.
Is he really?
Yes, than Bear.
Really?
I'll show you a picture of them walking. I don't know if you could tell, like, their size, but being that he's larger, he's also realizing that he's got strength, even though he's a puppy, and he's also
he's being dominant.
More dominant.
He's being the dominant of the two.
Yeah, so it's definitely, well, here they are in the car. That's not a good picture, but just their faces.
Which one is Moose?
This is Moose, and Bear is...
He's a children. See, how big is he?
He's chocolate.
It's hard to see.
He's about 44 pounds.
It looks like his face is bigger.
Yeah. Here they are. Can you tell? I mean, you could look by the girth of their bodies.
Yeah, right. He's
much bigger.
He's bigger.
Yeah.
They don't have the same parents, do they?
No, different breeders. So that was interesting. I felt bad. You know, it's like a dog-eat-dog world out there. Well, that's how it was in my house. A lot of barking and, I guess, dog fights. But then they hang out and they play. I don't know.
Good. Well, listen, they're familiar with each other, so.
Yes, but stressful.
You know, when because, you know, they're still, I mean, I don't know about Bear, if you'd call him a puppy, but Moose is more of a puppy than Bear is. He's only 8 months old, you know, so he's still learning, and I'm sure they're both full of energy and pep because they're young. They're playful dogs.
Full of energy, but also, you know, it looks like Bear is jealous. Now, I don't know if animals get jealous.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Oh, yes.
I looked it up this morning, and they actually do. Yeah. So when Danielle used to come over, when Moose was really small, we'd all be like, oh, Moosey, Moose, you know, that high-pitched voice. And if you tried to say hi to Bear, he would, like, turn his cheek, you know, like, don't look at me, I'm offended.
Right? Yeah, right. Now you have time for me?
Right. Or, oh, sure, you know, you're so all funny about Moose. But apparently they do question their stance with you.
Of course.
So it's good to know because now we really need to work on balancing them out, and maybe hopefully they won't be.
Well, that's like when I went to go to my daughter's house. It's not how two dogs interact, but their dog, Luna, she's a mix. They got her at the North Shore Animal League, and she will listen to my son-in-law. If she goes out and he calls her, she comes right back. But if my daughter calls her, not coming back. She thinks you're playing.
Right.
You know, so she sees him as the leader, the authority person,
alpha. Mm-hmm.
The alpha. But she doesn't listen to anybody else like that. Isn't that crazy? Now, if you'd say, who's the dog closer to, she's probably closer to my daughter.
Right.
you know.
But it's a different,
but
I think different relationships.
It's a different relationship. So it definitely is even comes to
Luna?
adults, alpha. My daughter feeds her.
Really?
Yeah, my daughter feeds her. I mean, Tyler might feed her, but I think that my daughter does it more. Although, listen, my daughter's not there this week, so clearly Tyler's feeding the dog.
Right.
So,
right.
It could be that.
Well, sometimes they feel like whoever's providing the food is the alpha. I'm not really sure.
Right.
But if you have any advice, we'll welcome any advice.
On the doggies.
On the doggies, yeah, the dog front. Moose actually got away from me, so I was walking both of them.
Really? Oh, jeez.
Danielle's been working on leash training.
Yeah.
And one of my neighbors, it's actually my friend Pin's next door neighbor. Like I know the guy.
Yeah.
He's not a stranger.
Right.
He runs around the park all the time with his poodle. Most unfriendly guy. Really? I hate to say it. Yeah. Doesn't even pick his head up. Moose gets away from me. We were not in the park at that point. Moose gets away from me. He was excited to see their dog, and he's running. Mm-hmm. He got out of my grip in the middle of the street. I was so scared. So scared. Yeah. And I'm screaming, stop. Now a car's coming. I could just picture Danielle freaking out because her dog died under my care.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine with grandchildren.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't even. So I'm screaming, stop. And I don't know, he must have had headphones on. I mean, I can't believe you'd be that oblivious.
Right.
He turns around and he looks like this dog is coming to him and he keeps on running.
Really?
I'm like, could you stop? Could you help me?
Right.
And Moose is excited. He's jumping up. And the guy is like
the dog, right?
Moving back.
Right.
His poodle is just standing there. And I'm like, he's not going to bite you. He's a puppy.
Yeah,
can you just get the leash? I don't want him running.
Grab the leash. Yeah, right.
I felt like I was pulling teeth. It was, unbelievable.
Did he do it? Did you get the dog?
He finally did it, but
thank God.
Wouldn't your initial reaction? I mean, we've been in the airport where, let's say we were...
Well, he could just have been very lackadaisical, not aware. I mean, listen, that does happen. He's a man. He's not a woman.
Oh, my God. We were in the airport trying to get Bear into, in the carrier, like when he was a puppy. Yeah. He ran away from us. I mean, everybody's initial reaction is, get that dog.
Yeah, right. Grab the leash. Especially if there's a leash, just grab the leash. Anyway. That's so funny.
So that was that instinct. And he's so big that he pulls.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Unexpectedly. And my arm, I don't know if I could walk anymore.
That happens with Luna. I take him out. And if there's snow, I'm falling all over the place.
A squirrel or a bird.
I said, I'm not doing that anymore.
It's too dangerous.
To protect my hands so I can knit.
I don't blame you. I need to insure these.
Exactly.
But anyway, I prepped also for Passover.
Oh, good.
I got one dish done.
Yeah, the holidays are coming up, right? Oof.
How about you?
What to do? What did I do? My usual weekend. Nothing. Got
my
nails
done. I saw your
stories. I baked. I made bread. Well, the only day I can really bake is on a weekend because it takes time.
So fun.
You have to make sure the starter is ready, and then you have to, the time.
I just had a cinnamon slice. It was good.
A cinnamon swirl slice, and so anyway, I did that. And what else did I do? Nothing. I went to church. I cleaned, shopped, got my nails done, met you for coffee.
Yep.
It was the highlight of my weekend.
Met for coffee. We had a business meeting.
Yeah. Well,
we were talking about the Busan tea.
And it was the end of the day too, right?
Yes, late.
So
much better in the morning.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. You're fresh in the morning. Fresh in the morning. I think a lot of people are.
I just realized.
I'm wearing my...
You're wearing your Letho.
I was wearing it yesterday, too.
I don't think... I put two and two together.
Well, I did wear... I have to tell you a funny story. We went to the diner yesterday morning for breakfast after church, and we're just finishing up, and someone comes over. I have to say something. Who was it? It's Barbara Mazzai.
Oh, how cute.
And she said, I can see you're wearing your whip. I said, my whip has become an FO now.
If you're wearing it, it's an FO. How
it's
cute
so
is
funny.
She?
Very cute, very cute. So we were talking about that. And yes, as you can see, this is an FO. I finished the Letho from Natasja Hornby, or Moonstruck Knits. Mm-hmm. And I repurposed yarn for my son's sweater, which was Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. I think the color was soot. And the cream and the black were forged from
Hudson and West.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the name. Hudson and West. And I finally finished it. So
It looks great.
This year I finished my garden cardigan, and I finished this.
How fabulous.
It's nice. It's nice. The only problem I have is I brought my Nila. Forget that. Trying to figure out where you are. And then
Be one of those.
for the class, we had picked up my sleeve and did the short rows on my sleeve. And I think one of the 2 or 3 of the stitches came out. So I'm so annoyed.
From the cap?
From the cap, yeah.
Ooh, that
so
might be
I might have
difficult
to just take.
yeah.
I think I'm just gonna have to take it out. It's not a big deal, but I wanted you to look at it because I did mark my knit companion for what row I was on. But on the Nila, you're marking the lace repeat. There's a pattern repeat in the rows, right? So you've got those 2 things going on.
Yeah, it's multiple things going on.
Correct.
Did you ever use the row counter on the side of Knit Companion?
That's
the
what
double?
I was using.
Yeah.
And I've got these numbers. One says 7, but it says 7. But I don't know about you guys, but when you use a marker to mark your row in a chart or something, I put it on the number when the row is done.
The highlighter? Or the dial, like the row counter?
Either one. But I'm talking about the number now. So when I see number 7,
You've completed
I
round
would think
7.
I'd complete, but I'm looking at
I'm the
it,
same.
and in that pattern on the cable, then there's also the twist. There's the lace chart, there's the twist within the lace chart,
Yes.
and then there's the row. So you're tracking a lot of things,
Right.
And so I'm saying, but am I on 8 or is this 7? So I'm trying to figure out if it's 7 or 8, and I thought it might be 8, but then I'm whatever. I said, you know what? I'm just going to show Diana 2 heads are better than 1. You know, because with me, I'll do it and I'll do the whole row and it'll be
That'll
wrong.
be so annoying, and that's too much to rip out with all the pattern.
That's especially that. So that's like the sylph that I put down,
right,
and picked up. So it's now you have to reteach yourself the stitch.
right.
Although I think that's a little more complicated than the Nila. Nila just has a couple of things going on at the same time.
No, sylph is definitely
that you have to watch.
more intense. Well, depends on where you are on the sylph.
Right, exactly. You're ahead of me on the sylph.
I don't remember. I mean, it's funny. I pulled it out.
You did.
It's in the hot spot. Like it's like ready
getting
to
ready.
go.
It's getting ready. It's my Nila is in the hot
It's
spot.
getting ready to move. I'm deciding on which languishing whip I
So
want
what
to
is
do.
it between which one and which one?
So I think it was Dr. Joyce who asked, "Well, what about your heirloom cardigan?" I think after. So
well,
I
you're
just
ahead
finished.
of me on the heirloom.
I just finished my Jethro, which is right here. Look at how beautiful it's styled over my Sylvan.
Yep. Once you put
It's a nice companion.
Yeah.
No?
It's lovely, yeah.
I could layer
You
that.
could definitely wear that together. Sure.
I'm always amazed at
the way things go together.
at Rhinebeck, how everybody always has their knits layered up. Like they have multiple knits and they all are cohesive.
They all match. They all match. Well, that's what I said to Dina. I think I said that, I don't know, did I tell you last week? We were talking about it, that my everything I made this year was like gray, brown, black, or whatever, in that vein of neutral. So everything went, which was lovely. Anytime I put something on.
Ta-da.
Take your cowl off so we can see. Take the cowl off for a minute. There you go. It looks nice, Diana.
Not with what I'm wearing underneath, clearly.
Well,
let me see
it's
if I
not
can
the
get
best
it.
color.
Yeah, I'm not like styled for it, but this is my Jethro. I'm super excited that it's done.
Good.
I did not wet block it yet. I was just telling Pam I gave it a nice steam,
Yep.
but I will wet block it, and I believe it'll open up even more.
Yeah.
I used Madeline Tosh Silver Fox. I used
That was
Scout,
was that Elizabeth Taylor?
Elizabeth Taylor,
What's that called again?
Penumbra,
Penumbra, yeah.
Scatter,
Star Scatter.
Star Scatter, and Star Scatter Solid.
So yours was all Madeline Tosh.
It was a Tosh baby.
Oh, look at that.
A Madeline Tosh baby.
Are you putting buttons on it, Dinah?
I am.
You are.
I am. I have buttonholes. I haven't put on the buttons yet. I didn't pick them out. And that's it.
There you
Pattern is designed by Tanis Lavallee,
Tanis Fiber Arts.
or Tanis Fiber Arts. I believe she had kits originally when she came out with the pattern. She's an indie dyer designer.
It's a great stash buster.
It's great stash buster.
I mean, you may need to pick up a main color, but maybe you have the colors for the squares.
Right. Like you ended up adding from your
I had
stash,
added from my stash, yeah.
which was great because you expanded on your color palette. But
Lovely.
I love it.
I like the fact that it combines knitting and crochet, which you don't find often because I think the designers usually figure out that if you can crochet, you're not knitting, or if you're knitting, you can't crochet. So you don't oftentimes find them mixed. So that there was another sweater this year after we did, or when we were doing this, when we were looking at other crocheted patterns. Remember there was a sweater, I think it was done in a pink color, and the bottom here had crochet, and the top was knit. Remember we had seen that?
Bottom was crochet and the top was knit.
It was one color. It was all one color. It was not different coloring. It's very cute.
Having a hard time remembering which one it was.
I don't remember the name, but that was pretty. So look at that. 2 whips.
2 whips.
Letho and Jethro. Oh, look at that. Letho and Jethro. Letho and Jethro. There you go. I don't have any other whips. What?
It's like 2 names from like a show, like, you know, Frickin' Frack, Letho and
Jethro.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
But what are you wearing, Dan?
So what I'm wearing is called the Ember Cowl. This is designed by Vanrey Knits. It was part of a collaboration that she had done with Christina at Chelsea Yarns. She had designed last year's Advent box, which included, I think it was called Frostina. Frostina is the poncho that is the main piece, and
like
this is the accessory that comes with it. And I believe if you bought Chelsea Yarns Advent, you got the 2 patterns as part of the collaboration. But now the patterns are available for sale on Ravelry. And Vanessa was in, and she brought in her gorgeous, or as she would say, Gorgina, her Gorgina pieces. I'm certainly not using the word properly, but she let me borrow it, and I thought it would be fabulous to show on the podcast. And to we actually made kits for it. I believe right behind Pam is another one.
Why am I in the craft of crochet? How did that happen?
Let's see. Here's the other one. This might have been done with another fiber, but this was part of the Advent. So basically, let me tell you what she did. She used 3 mini skeins, and she paired it along with 1 skein going through it. So there was one main which is a constant, and then she had 3 different color mini skeins. And I'm not sure if you can tell. Let me take it off. But she also paired it with a stellina fiber as well as a mohair. So you have to see this beautiful plume and this gorgeousness. That's stunning. Now the stellina is very subtle.
It's very subtle.
But it's definitely in there. You can see a little bit of sparkle at different angles, and the mohair is there. Now the pattern is available as a single download. It's, I think I paid $5 for it. Great stash buster, and we have some amazing cohesive kits
that we put together for
I may say so myself. So while Vanessa was in, we did an impromptu live, and then, you know, about she's walking around the store, I said, pull yarn, make a kit. So she pulled yarn and she made a kit, and I'll show you which one it is. Let's see, maybe I could put this over there. So she starts with the rose gold stellina. I'm using
love this color.
My balls. And I mean yarn balls. Then we got a beautiful trio of mini skeins from Asylum Fibers. She pulled a main skein. So that'll be your constant running through. And then she pulled a mohair that she felt would be cohesive with this beautiful kit.
What I'm not seeing is this. There you go.
So basically what's happening is you're carrying a mohair, you're carrying a stellina, you're carrying the main color, and 1 of those minis throughout. So it's 4-ply.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You don't want the stellina, say no stellina. You don't want mohair, say no mo.
Right.
You do you.
Right.
So that is this kit.
Right.
Is it okay? We should. I guess we should show the kits for this while we're at
sure,
it.
you should while we're doing it. I'm going to hand this back to you.
Sure.
So that stays together.
Should I continue?
Yeah. Do I have them?
Well,
oh, geez, I didn't realize I had that in front of me. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm going to do this one first. This is a blue stellina, and I'm going to show you the minis that I have. Let's do it that way. So clearly, this is a blue kit. You see the minis? They're like a fade. And then this is your main color. And go ahead. And that's your mohair. So here you go.
That's gorgeous.
Stellina out. So there you go. That's a blue kit.
Yep.
Very pretty.
And if you look closely, there's the sparkle.
Yep. It's very, very subtle, but it's there.
This is more for your neutral people. That is your 3 mini skeins. Then you have your pretty mohair. This is your main constant. And then you have your stellina, which is a gold.
So pretty.
That's very nice.
And it's very nice. Yeah.
So that's a great neutral for those of you who want neutrals.
Goes with everything.
Yep.
I'll show you what I have in front of me here. It's, I think, the rose gold stellina. And these are the minis.
Oh, this is Vanrey, for those of you who don't know her.
I'm sure you know.
This is Vanessa.
Vanessa.
And look at how gorgeous she looks.
I know. Only Vanessa could take that picture and look good in it.
She's just so good.
There you go. So it's the rose gold. It's these 3 minis. This is the main skein that goes with it. Can you pick up that?
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry.
And this is a stunning skein of mohair from Ushitita.
Look at that. That's
That
great.
is gorgeous.
It's a skein from Hedgehog, Asylum, Ushitita, and the
Soul
stellina.
fiber. Stunning.
There you go.
So for those of you who have languishing advents and you've never dipped into
You could
it,
do that, yeah.
the Frostina poncho and the Ember Cowl, I mean, you could really do a number on that. Highly recommend it.
And that's the Frostina poncho, in case
Very
you're interested
pretty.
in doing it.
And believe it or not, when depending on how you lay your colors out, if your advents aren't cohesive, and like we've spoken about this before. Do you remember your habitation throw?
Oh, yeah.
Pam had an advent, and I think just, I don't know, was it the 3rd or 4th skein in?
Yeah.
You decided to make it a gradient.
Right.
And she
realigned
all of her, which was very smart.
Right.
So for this particular poncho, I believe Vanessa knitted.
She moved the skeins around.
No, I think it was.
She knitted the way it came out.
Yes, because it was a planned collaboration.
Okay.
But if you were to take your gradient, what I'm trying to say is she has it knit in 2 pieces. So when you're wearing the poncho, if you have one palette going across the front, that's what's going to dominate. And you can actually turn it around and you can wear the other color. Like, for her, I think it was brown heavy on one side, maybe more of a pink.
on the other. So.
Coral heavy on the other side. So it almost, it goes with your outfit.
Sure,
it's fluid.
Right.
And all that, but it's interesting how it looks different.
Sure.
So definitely check it out. Both patterns are available on Ravelry. I'm going to show you this kit next. This one here is 3 skeins of like the teal blue, and you've got the mohair, the denim, and this gorgeous like watercolor stellina. And don't forget this stellina is really very fine.
Yeah,
It's
very fine
not
with
dominant,
strand. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
it's just in
although it
there.
might look concentrated and bold here on the
Correct.
skein, it's not necessarily going to do that when it's knit up.
This is the next kit, yellows into greens. It's got this great skein for Moondrake to go with it. And then also a Moondrake mohair. So that's, you've got that, and Dina's got that gold stellina.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
That's very pretty. Very pretty. Very pretty for the spring.
Yep. So this stellina almost looks like it has a copper vibe going through it, and it picks up the copper in the mohair, and then you have these pretty.
So again, it's a bit of a neutral.
Yeah, but it kind of
pretty.
goes gray denim
Yeah.
with a bit of caramel in it in there. Love it.
Very pretty.
Yeah, the kits are really cohesive. They look good. And then we have 2 more. This one is a hot kit.
Ooh.
Hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, love this
We're
one.
talking fire
love
hot.
this color.
This is called Hot, Hot, Hot from Cake Wool. There's that pretty ombre, and then the gorgeous red. Oh, that was stunning. Can you imagine that for Christmas or Valentine's? That's a great kit.
Or with a neutral coat, you just have, you have a
Stunning.
black coat, you have a gray coat.
I think this one is my favorite kit.
Okay. There's your Stelina. Look at that. Isn't that a great color? I'll take the mohair. So you've got that great mohair from Fig and Posy. You got the Madeline Tosh fingering. Look at that.
Look at that.
That is pretty.
That's stunning.
It's a pretty one.
Yeah.
So,
Vanilla
you know, Dinah
colors.
and I could go crazy making these kits, you know. Right?
Clearly, we had a lot of fun. So
We
you
had
have
fun
many
doing it.
options to choose from, and have a look.
Yep. And it's the kind of pattern that you could make it, you know, many times over and it would look different. Depending
absolutely.
on the fiber you picked, depending on, you know, the yarn you picked. So
I mean, if you wanted
it's a
to,
great
you
thing
could
to have
probably
in your
just
library.
take 2 solid colors and
Yeah.
make it a tweed. It
Yeah.
doesn't even have to
We were
ombre
saying
out.
that, 2 fingerings.
2 fingering weights. Yeah, you could do a mohair. It could be all one color. You can have just Stelina.
And you know what
we're
I
thinking
did?
about
You know, even if you
sequins.
have minis, when I did the habitation throw, I took halfway through it, not even halfway through it, I took my minis that I had lined up. I knew the order I was going to use them. I did the, what's it called, the magic knot?
Yes.
Magic knot where you tie them and so you don't have any, you know, they're connected. You don't have any tails or anything. And I just wound it up into 2 big balls. And I just
Fun.
went from color to color. So you could do the same thing,
Fun.
you know.
I'm not going to put the cowl back on because, you know, I'm hot. I'm
you
running
go.
hot right now.
There you go. So that is the Ember's cowl.
Yes, it's what I was wearing.
There you go.
So give Vanessa a follow. She's Vanrey Knits on Instagram, and you can see all her beautiful patterns on Ravelry.
There you go.
Alrighty.
Any other whips, Dina? You have a whip?
Yes, I do. I have this whip here.
Well, that's really almost too
Well,
full.
Well, let me start with my Alpine Bloom.
Okay.
I'm going to start with that. So I finally made a little progress. I decided that it's not going to be a languishing whip,
There she goes.
but, you know, it's going to take me time being that I have baby gifts to knit.
Got a lot done, Dina.
No, I didn't.
What were you up to?
Here?
Oh, you were? I thought you were higher. It's nice.
So here it is. It's my Alpine Bloom. I'm just starting the big bloom now.
The flower.
Yeah, well, this is like the first flower. So, can't really, it's one row.
Yeah.
Haven't
Can't
done
see it yet.
No.
But she's using
I'm using, so this is
Pika, right?
Yes, Alpine Bloom. We had just finished our last Zoom for the Alpine Bloom KAL. This pattern is designed by Caitlin Hunter. It's called Alpine Bloom. I'm using Pika, which is from Moondrake. And I decided to, I blended 2 skeins of Spin Cycle, one colorway being Pick Your Poison, and the other one I think was called Overboard.
And this is what Dina is doing.
That's the original.
Yeah. And you said what you were using. Yeah.
Right. So I'm using the original yarns that the pattern called for.
Pika.
Right. Just different colors. And that's my progress so far. I have a ways to go.
It's an ongoing whip.
Yeah.
But it's a current one. It's a new one.
Yep.
It's a new whip, right, Dina?
Yes.
Let me show my Alpine Bloom while we're talking Alpine Blooms.
Okay.
I think I showed this last week. I had finished, or I was just about to finish. Maybe I had 2 more rows to make, I think, on the top. I finished the 2 rows on the top. Where's the back? And
Look at that.
excuse the threads.
How
all that.
gorgeous.
And that is it. And I've done about 1.5 inches, you know, beyond.
That's
on
stunning.
the body. You know, it's interesting, though. I'm thinking I did the wrong colors down here. Maybe I should have kept going with the blue, because I feel like you can't see what that. I can't even see what it is. It's supposed to be a leaf. You can't make it out. You can a little bit, but
You can make it out.
maybe I should have gone into a darker blue. I'm thinking you would have seen it more. But you know what? Say la vie. It's done. It's done. It's not changing now. So
It balances out the top.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fine. I'm happy with it. And once the
very
body
pretty.
is done, it'll be pretty. So there you
It's
go.
stunning.
That's my progress on that. That's my
Got a
nice,
lot done.
my nice easy knitting when
Yeah,
I
when you
when I have
you
time
just
for
need,
easy knitting, right?
Yes.
What else do you have, Dinah?
I have. So I'm channeling Rose vibes.
Oh, Rose, what are you doing?
I am knitting gifts. So Sophie's dear friend from childhood, and I'll say from like nursery school,
Yeah.
had a baby, and she had a little baby girl. She's coming home for Passover. She lives in Canada right now, and I'm supposed to go see her Wednesday. So I'm making this little gift. It is not done yet.
Adorable.
It's called the Erantis vest. The designer is.
Now, what you said you were putting a sleeve on it, but it's just
It's
like
not
an
a sleeve.
edging. It's
This
an
is
edging.
it's just an edging. So this
I'll
is
hold
it.
this.
Thanks. This is what it looks like when it's done. It just gets armbands. It's called the Erantis vest.
Nice.
Not sure why it's called a vest, but it's a slip over. It you
That's
could
like
see.
a British term, maybe.
Maybe. It's A-line. She's a European designer. The designer is Knitting for SIF.
What did you make it out of?
Pika.
Oh, nice.
One skein. Let me show you.
Pika Pika is a sport weight or
Fingering weight.
It's fingering weight?
Yeah, it's what I used for my. You're not using that, are you?
No.
It's what I'm using for my Alpine Bloom. It's the colorway Rose Quartz. And this is what I have.
Left.
Well, it's in my other bag. Oh my goodness.
Too many bags.
Here it is. I still have to do my
you have a
armbands.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have a lot.
I still have to do my armbands, and I'm not going to have time, but I would have loved to have knit like a little
Right.
headband.
Headband.
Yeah, to go with it.
So are you going to give it to her on Wednesday? You have to give it to her on Wednesday because that's when they're going home.
So Wednesday, I don't know what I'm doing. Sophie said that if we can't see her on Wednesday, Sophie will go in to see her on Thursday, which means I need to get this done by Wednesday, before Wednesday morning, so my husband could take it into the city.
Jeez. Well,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Unless it's Thursday morning and Sophie stops in the office on Thursday before she goes to see her. I might get an extra day.
Good. That would be nice if you got an extra day.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Who wouldn't mind having that for the little one, right?
Isn't it cute?
Very pretty.
I hope
Very
it fits.
pretty. I'm sure it will.
She's 3 months old. I knit a size 3 to 6 month.
That's perfect.
So it's perfect for this season.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see there are the increases that make it A-line. I was telling Pam they're not uneven stitches, but they're actually the increases. It's interesting. She had markers placed throughout the pattern, and she had you do an increase before the marker and after the marker.
Oh, really?
In pairs, which I thought was interesting, but that's that.
There you go.
Yes,
And almost FO.
almost. I
A
can't
couple of days away from an FO.
I can't forget to take that home.
No,
So yeah,
don't
I'll
forget
try
that.
to. I'll try to.
Did you get that done?
Yeah, but post a picture because I won't be
Nice.
able to.
And then hopefully if she takes a picture with the baby wearing it, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
What else you have?
What about you?
I really don't have anything else. I'm trying to think. What am I have my I cast on the Busan.
Yes.
I
I'm
cast
losing
on the
my stitches.
Busan, which I'm getting. And I brought my Nila just to, keep me honest, if I'm going to knit it.
Yeah, I didn't pull the languishing whip yet. I'm hoping.
This is the Busan. The Busan I cast on. I haven't gotten much done. I'm using, got the neckband done, right? I'm using the modern linen from Barocco, 100% linen. And there it is. There's my neckline.
Fabulous.
And this is the color I chose. It's like a coppery terracotta color. And we are having our first class tomorrow. Right? Isn't it tomorrow? Yeah.
Yes.
It's tomorrow on Zoom. And I'm hoping to have the setup done, which means the markers for the increases on the raglan. And for the cable, it's going to be going down the front. So that is my Busan.
Love it.
Not too much to show, but you've got the Busan too.
Yes. So I'm laughing. I was trying to find out. So I don't know who it was. So first of all, I want to say thank you for everyone who watched our podcast and left comments on the last episode. It was fun reading them all.
Yep.
And I forget who it was. Forgive me. I should have written it down. But someone said, do me a favor, because I was talking about how every time I pick a color, it gets discontinued.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like, just don't pick black, because I was talking about knitting neutrals.
They might discontinue black. And I said to Dina, we had that about a year ago in the winter, a black yarn. And flat, bulky. And they discontinued black.
You designed the hat.
And we couldn't believe, how could you discontinue black? I said it had to be a problem that they couldn't get something, maybe. How would you discontinue black?
So the claim was that it carried too much lint,
because people could see. But
you see that on brown and you see it on navy. Whatever. Doesn't make sense.
Anyway, so I said that wouldn't be so far fetched that they would discontinue black.
Right. Well, I didn't choose black.
There you go.
I went for fire engine red, which is
color. Is that what it's called?
Fire engine.
It doesn't look like fire engine red though.
No, it's like an
orangey.
Yeah, it looks like that orange, that spicy orange that Pam knit her top in Ticklina.
Yep.
But there it is. It's pretty bright.
It's a great color.
So, surprise!
And Tanis at the same place that I'm at.
Not even. Not even. It started with a tubular cast on and twisted rib. It's slow going, but again, using the new modern linen from Barocco. It's 100% linen. And
it's like 21 stitches, I think. 20 stitches, they say, to 4 inches on the label.
Okay.
Right. So it's a great yarn for summer tops.
Right. And you can certainly knit it to the gauge that we are.
So we have kits on the website for the modern linen, and we're going to show you 2 new colors, that being one of them that Dinah is showing you. This is Dinah's color, and this is another new color that we just added to the website.
I was telling Pam, I think I already have color remorse.
She's got buyer's regret. They should have done the pink.
Cast on regret.
Exactly.
Too funny.
So then we added this, and we added Dinah's color to the website, and we have kits made out of the modern linen as well as the Lena from Santa's Farm.
Creative linen. Just
out of curiosity,
Just out of curiosity, am I the only one? Like, as soon as I cast on, I'm always like, I should have done a different color.
Oh, of course.
Do you feel that way?
Well, what my thing was, I didn't know if I should do that color over there that I'm looking at right under your bag.
Oh, the truffle.
The truffle that we showed last week, or the color I am doing. And Dina said, do the color, like the terracotta color, which I do love. But I thought, just whatever. But it's fine. I mean, it goes with everything. What am I concerned with?
Your color is gorgeous.
I can wear it with anything, so
yeah.
It's not like I picked some strange color, right?
Go ahead.
And the only other thing I have with me today is my Nila from Natasja.
Ooh, excuse me.
And it is, to me, the hard part's done, which was the harder part was the top, right, Dina? This is it. It's got this great shoulder in the back. This is the back of it, and it's got the twisted rib going down the back, and then it has the great lace pattern going down on either side of the front. The twisted rib is in the front, and I think the twisted rib is on the side as well, going down. So that's why you have to keep track of where you are. And so now
you have this pattern going on in here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You have the twisted rib. You have the lace panel. So there's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm using I believe it's Sunday from Santa's Farm in this great khaki color. So it's really not bad. I'm down from. I'm about 2 inches. What?
That's why you couldn't do the other.
That's why I didn't want to do the green, because I had this one. I'm about 2 inches down on the body, so I don't know how much it's supposed to be, but clearly I have a ways to go. Anyway, so that's my next languishing whip that I'm picking up. What about you, Dina?
I wanted to show, I think somebody had asked me how much yarn I had left over for my Sylvan. I didn't get a chance to weigh it. I should go quickly weigh it. Hold on.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
So
someone on the podcast asked you that question?
Yes. And They wanted to know about adding length, and I know that I added length to it.
Yeah, you did.
But just for the record.
Dina and I usually like to stay around 21 inches or so as finished length, because it depends on the piece, of course, but I would say that's usually where we go. How much is it? We'll find out in a second.
22 grams.
Out of a 50-gram ball, so it's a little more than half of a little less than half a ball.
Mm-hmm. So I have 22 grams left, and it's it's interesting. I got gauge on my Sylvan. I know another client asked me about gauge, and I think it was Anne, and she was saying how she checked her gauge, and her gauge, she did the gauge on the needle that was recommended, and then she did her gauge one size smaller because she felt it was loose. And she asked me what I thought. And, this is a very important, I don't know. To me, I think it's good advice, but I think you would probably agree with me, Pam, that when you are checking gauge on any project that you're knitting, go for the fabric that you like.
Right.
So if you're not meeting gauge and you know that you can, if you don't like the way it looks when you meet gauge, it doesn't mean that you have to do it to that needle size.
Right. Yeah.
So if you achieve gauge and it's bigger or it's tighter, and you know that you can make one size bigger or one size smaller to accommodate the fabric and the finished size, go for it.
You just make sure you have the right yarn quantity.
Right,
if you need
exactly.
More,
that is the only
less.
variable,
right.
I would say, that would vary.
Correct. Yeah.
But I would definitely go for the fabric that you like most, and just modify.
Because sometimes, they call for a fabric that's more open. It might be more open. It might be tighter, and you see how you like it. That's what you should do.
Right. And that actually happened with Joanne when she was swatching for the Busan tee. She went with it was interesting.
She went down a needle size.
She went down needle size, but she still got the gauge.
There you go.
So it was neater.
And
so
she liked the way it looked. Yeah. She liked the way it looked.
So it's definitely worth swatching and checking out.
Good.
So hopefully that tip will apply to a few of you.
There you go.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
I do have one more thing. So everyone has been asking me, did I cast something on for the baby?
Oh, yeah.
So I finally cast something on. Pam and I were laughing. The baby's due in May, and I grabbed cashmere because, of course, I want the best possible yarn for my baby.
Of course.
Our little grandbaby. And I'm thinking, who's wearing cashmere hat in May?
You never know.
Here it is.
They do put hats on the babies, you know that.
I know, but they're usually cotton.
No, cotton cashmere. I can't imagine that you say, well, let me forego cashmere and make cotton.
Well, the whole thing is I was starting with the hat and I was going to knit the sweater, but a cashmere sweater in the middle of May. Well, not middle, but the beginning of May.
But I thought are you making a sweater for the
I don't know what I'm
newborn?
doing.
I have so much angst. If you're making it for like the fall, of course you can do cashmere.
Yes, but then this size hat is not good because this is basically...
I did the same thing. You have so much angst over making these things. I don't know why. I mean, I think it's worse when it's for your own grandchild.
Yeah, like this I had no problem picking out.
Yep.
But it was, I'm pointing to the gift that I just knit. Here.
No, I'm just pulling this down.
The tail.
Maybe it's not. I don't
I
want to
don't
pull
know
it.
what it
It's
is.
long. What are you using?
I'm using Bespoke cashmere. What is that? My tail is very big here.
I didn't want to pull it. I was afraid I was pulling something else.
I'm using Bespoke DK from Clinton Hill.
So lovely.
It is a dream to work with.
Oh.
I'm doing just a basic hat. I'm going to knit up 4 inches and do the decreasing.
Do the decrease.
Yeah, I love it.
And you're making it for a newborn size.
Yeah, it measures about 6.5 inches across, so it's
perfect.
about 13 inches.
Yeah. I mean, babies, that's usually about the size of a baby's head, but their heads grow fast in relation to the final size of their head.
Right.
When you stop and think about it. But I think that'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that on the baby? I mean, listen,
I don't know
about you, but
angst,
the temperature
guys.
this morning was 30. It was
chilly
like 32.
Today.
So,
if it's anything like today, then
it's only a month away. You never know. You're going to have some cool days.
If anyone has any tips.
So you don't know what sweater you're making? Did you pick a blanket?
Yes. I'm going to do the tribal. That's it. I've decided. I'm knitting it. I want to enjoy the knit. I'm going to knit.
And you do the cashmere, right? You can do.
I'm going to do the cashmere.
DK.
It's in the DK.
Good. That's going to be lovely.
Although, I'm not going to lie, I did order a new yarn.
Which one?
I might do the blanket in this instead. I haven't decided yet.
Let's see.
You could tell I'm all over the place.
You see, she's got the ability to order. She's got too much of a choice. That's the problem.
I didn't mean to sound obnoxious.
No, but listen.
I was ordering colors, and I said, you know what? Let me try this because it's a little bit finer.
Who's that from?
This is Merino Cloud.
Oh, it's
from Art Yarns.
Oh, yeah, I knew you would.
And again, it's beige because that's what they asked for.
But it's a great beige. It's coming up like a pinky beige, right? But it's a beige.
It's beige.
But, some beiges have... I'm not saying it's pink. But to me...
No, you mean the hue.
The hue of it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's going to be for a girl. I'm not saying that.
No. I know you're not. I'm just
That'd
looking at it.
That'd be lovely for the sweater. You're thinking of the blanket or the sweater in that?
I think this might take me forever to knit as a blanket. Don't you think?
I would do the
This
DK
is like a sweater.
I would do the cashmere
But then
DK.
does this work? No. This is the problem,
but
you guys.
It doesn't mean that the child is wearing the hat every time
I would make a sweater and a hat with this separate, and then I can make the blanket.
Of course.
Okay, I'm getting there.
Of course. Dina,
process.
you could knit up a hat in like 2 days. So if the hat doesn't fit the baby in September or November, just going to make another one.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't think I've knit anything for Reese. Have I ever knit him anything?
Do you have a knit for Reese?
Did I make something when he was born?
You did.
When he was born.
You made the book.
I haven't made him any clothes, though. I haven't made him a sweater.
Why not?
I don't know. Just haven't done it.
I have to tell you.
I haven't done
just
it.
a shout out to my girls. Danielle's already knitting for the baby. Sofie's knitting for her girlfriend, Michaela. I have to show you her sweater. It's just so cute. She's knitting in threes.
Is she going to have that done when she visits?
Yes.
Good.
Check it out. Do you know the sweater in threes?
This was a pattern that... I don't know.
Look at her go.
Good for her.
How cute. She just divided. So I was in the car.
She's coming down now.
Yeah, she's doing the body. And
Very
then Danielle...
Danielle's knitting for the baby.
She's knitting for the baby.
Niece or nephew.
And she's knitting the... what's it called?
What is she knitting? I don't know.
The Appalachian baby. The little bunny sweater. It's really cute. I can't find her back. Wait. She sent me a picture. She's so cute. So she's like, I have a knitting question. How do you bind off?
Oh, jeez.
Well, this isn't the picture, but here she is knitting.
Oh, that's so cute.
She had the back done, and she was asking me how to bind off. I don't know where the picture is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it's very cute because everybody is just knitting along, and hopefully my mother's going to jump on.
Oh, your mom has to make something too.
So you know what she wants to knit?
Does she
wants to knit the same sweater.
Yeah.
And she said, does it matter? She's convinced it's a boy. That she knit for Jake.
Oh, fun.
And it's a Debbie Bliss sweater that she had knit in the past.
They're great.
It's a navy and white. And I'm like, navy and white could be for a girl.
Of course it can be.
Yeah, it's nondescript. So,
and what is she going to use?
She wants to use cotton. If I'm not mistaken, it's like, I think I'm going to probably give her hand knit cotton, the same cotton
that you
from
use
Rowan.
for the sweater.
Yeah,
that would be good. Yeah,
because it's that gauge.
Yep, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, how exciting! That reminds me. We talked about Debbie Bliss. She has some great,
fabulous designs.
I made for which kid did I make that cabled one? Lucy.
Love.
Did I make that for Lucy?
That is a gorgeous sweater.
I made it in that peach color. You're going to make that for the baby?
That would be perfect.
There are so many.
Wait a second, in the beige yarn.
Yes. Are you going to make that one?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
That's perfect for boy or girl.
It's lovely. I don't even know if I have a picture of it.
You guys, it's gorgeous. It's just a baby cabled coat.
I think I made it when Lucy was born.
You
did. I make it for Lucy?
It's stunning. And I know Susan made it also. I love that. I recommended it to everyone.
I don't think I put
back
it on
in the
my
day.
Ravelry project page. What year was she born in? Go back. She just turned 8.
That's crazy.
But once I go back, I don't know if I've taken pictures off, but I don't think I have a picture of that sweater. I wonder why that's not on my Ravelry page. It is do we have the Debbie Bliss books up here?
I don't think so.
It's not over there?
Not that one. Let me check.
You don't think so?
No.
You should look for yourself. Cause
You know what? Let me look on Ravelry. It'll probably be easier.
Yes, what was it called? Do you even
Cabled Coat?
Is that what it was called? I don't think it's in my... Did any of you guys ever make a Debbie Bliss pattern? She had these great books. Right, Dina?
Yeah. Super cute.
Great books and great kids patterns. You know?
So where is it?
Maybe I don't think I have any kids stuff.
Here it is. Cabled Coat with Hood.
Oh, that find it
doesn't even do it justice.
Look and see if there's another picture.
So cute. And it was long, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it's long.
That doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't. I don't have
pockets.
Can you believe I never put that on my project page?
You didn't knit pockets, did you? Did you put the pockets in? I don't recall that.
I think I did.
Really?
I think I did. I think I did.
That's a cute one.
Oh, it's adorable. But there are so many Debbie Bliss tops.
Love.
That's it. That's
love.
it. Maybe you should do that for the baby. Do it in cream.
I don't know that I would make it that long, though. For an infant.
Whatever. Well, they're not walking, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, although the nice thing about making it long is that they can wear it longer.
That's true.
They can wear it longer.
Yeah, we were just taught. Yeah,
because she wore it longer because I made it longer. But it's a great. You should just do that, Dina. You should just do it. Cables are basic. It's gonna be lovely. But again, like we said, there are so many great Debbie Bliss baby. I know we still have the baby books. We should show them one day.
We should.
As you go down your knitting
and I also
journey for the baby.
So the Debbie Bliss Baby Cashmerino was discontinued.
But we still have some.
Hardly. And then they discontinued the Lang. So now...
Did they?
Yeah. The substitute.
Oh.
Like, really?
But we do have Madeline Tosh. And we do have...
Some Lang, but we don't have like...
We have Debbie Bliss down there.
Yeah, but not enough.
You have enough to make a sweater?
Yeah, enough for me. And I love the teddy bear.
How do you know? I bet you there is. Not the color
teddy
you
bear
might want.
No, I would do the teddy bear jumper.
That's lovely. The teddy bear jumper. You can do that. See, Dan, I gave you all these thoughts now. Just do it.
No, I was thinking...
Just do it.
I'm laughing because... Never mind. I'm not even going to say it. Okay.
Don't forget what you were going to say. You can tell me later.
Okay.
Anyway. So that's Dina's baby journey.
Yes. And feel free to list anything or give me advice. I don't know why I have so much angst. I think you had angst also.
I'm telling you, I felt the same way when I was making the things too. Although for Reese it wasn't big because I just did the book.
Maybe that's easier. Stuffed toy.
I don't know.
Remember the elephant I made?
Yes, they still have that.
I'm running out of time. I'm getting really nervous. So now I'm finishing this. My uncle is a grandfather, and they just had a baby boy.
Oh, how exciting.
So I have to crochet a yarmulke. The bris is on Thursday.
Oh, that's what you do. Did you get the yarn? Is it coming today? It's coming today. Dinah needed some DMC thread, cotton thread, to crochet the yarmulke. And so yesterday
Michael's.
They didn't have it, and we didn't have it because we used to have that.
Right. I went to the needlepoint.
So I said, go on Amazon and just order it. It'll be here tomorrow.
So now I have a box coming my way.
Right.
What am I going to do with the box? Okay.
Are you doing the one with the star on the top?
Of course.
Yeah, that's nice. Are you using it? Are you making another color in it, or is it all going to be white?
So it's funny. I called my aunt, and she didn't pick up. So
is that the one you used to do the ribbon?
Yes. So I'm just going to do it all white. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just do it all white. Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah. Instead of trying to match.
Yeah, of course. I think that's great. What's next, Dina?
Our Busan we discussed. Busan Tate. Well, we have another knit along. We have the Ranunculus.
Oh, yeah. Did we talk about that on the podcast?
We haven't. We announced that we were going.
We were thinking about it, right?
So we have dates, and I already know that we do have to. We have a conflict. I think I double booked us.
Yeah, I think you did.
So my apologies.
I think the start date was what, May?
No, the start date
April,
was
what
good,
was it?
April
April
22nd. But the second class, so this is my dilemma. The dilemma is the baby's due in the beginning of May. And so I didn't want to book a week after.
Right. Well, you know, I said to Dina, if you need to change the date because the baby's born, we'll just change the date.
Right.
People would be understanding.
So technically, we could do it May 6th or May 13th. So stay tuned. But what I'm trying to say is that
For the second
class, Pam and I are going to do our first. So I know it's crazy. There's about 28,000 people who've knit the ranunculus.
Yes.
We still get people who are interested. New knitters come up all the time. And speaking of new knitters, I just have a shout out to Miss Jo.
Who's that?
A customer who placed an order online. She just recently taught herself to knit.
That's so cute.
She's going to have her 73rd birthday.
Oh, how cute.
So a happy birthday to you. Kudos to you for teaching yourself and just learning how to knit. So point being is people are always learning how to knit. We always have new knitters. And there are many people who still haven't knit the ranunculus, and they're excited that we're hosting the class.
And there are people that have tried to knit the ranunculus and they got stuck at a certain point.
Yes. So we are going to do, so if you look at the picture, you can really see that the concentration is really
The top.
is in the top. It starts with a tubular cast on. It goes right into lace. There's a pattern stitch that's a little bit different that people have had trouble knitting. So what we're thinking of doing is trying to have the second class closer than a month away. Like
That's what we were trying to do. But then we had because Dinah's grandchild is due at the beginning of May, if that weren't the case, we might have done 2 weeks later.
Right. And
that
because we
would
don't
put
know if
you
it's a boy or a girl,
right
if
around
there's
the
a
due
bris,
date.
and right.
Right.
There are too many unknowns. So stay tuned. We're going to create a Facebook page. We're going to have a private group. Pam is going to get the list. She's going to send you all emails. Just a reminder, for all our knit-alongs, you do need to be on Facebook.
Right. The one thing I will say, it's not a problem, because believe me, it really isn't a problem. But what happens sometimes is, the part of my phone is people don't know what their Facebook names are. Like on Facebook, I'm in my name, Pam Sapienza. I'm not Pam Sap or another name. It's just Pam Sapienza. So sometimes, I have to tell you a funny story. Sometimes there's a different name associated with it, or it's your name, but people don't remember. They're not sure. But we had 2 people, and if you watch the podcast, you'll hear your name. Very common names. One was Anne Green, and one was Linda Rogers. Do you know how many Anne Greens and Linda Rogers there are on Facebook? So at one point I'm texting this woman back and forth, and she's saying, I haven't been on Facebook for a long time. I'm probably down below. But the point is, I'm going through the people, and I'm pages and pages and pages of this name.
You can't recognize who it is.
I said, I can't do this. I have no idea. Because, once you do that, there are a lot of people that don't have a profile picture, even if I know what her thing is, Anyway, long story. I just thought that was funny. So it's always easier if I know your exact name, then I can send you a friend request, or you can friend request me, and then I'll just shoot you the invitation. It's very easy.
Sounds good.
Yep. There you go.
So I guess we did mention that you can always stash dive. Pam and I went live on Thursday, and we were talking about the knit-along. As with any knit-along, you don't need to buy a kit from us to participate. Mm-hmm. We are fine with you joining if you have yarn that you want to use. We have a couple of different options.
I'm going to get this one first, Dina.
Sure. Some of them might be atypical. You know what's sold?
What?
We have some extra stock, but every single color sold in the Tussa Tweed.
Get out of here. Did it really?
Yeah. So I think we have two more color options.
I'll show
with
it
the
to
berry and the mandarin.
We
have more coming on.
Yeah, we have more coming in, but I was going to say, Dana and I both forgot. I didn't really even think
Can't
of
believe
it.
we didn't. Next
Of
week we'll
bringing-
both wear
we
it.
were going to wear it, and I totally forgot about it. Had no thought. So we'll wear it tomorrow, and ours are made out of the Tussa tweed, and maybe we'll be closer at that point to the Tussa coming in.
Yeah, so we are getting more Tussa tweed in, and you'll see under Ranunculus, this time what I decided to do, something a little different, is I had all the options under Ranunculus. So you don't have to look for the different varieties, so you might see different price ranges, and it's because they're different fibers, different kits, and we'll try to be as clear as possible.
These are the 3 color options we have in stock right now for the Ranunculus and the Tussa tweed.
This is the berry.
This is like a burnt orange.
I think it's called mandarin.
Right.
And
That's a
brown.
brown. They're
Gorgeous.
great colors. They're great colors.
2 skeins.
Right.
I think it's just over 500 yards.
Yes, it's about 550 yards.
About 550. Yeah. So you can use that. Again, it's a fingering weight. So we have some slightly different options. We have a fingering weight. We have a fingering weight plus mohair, which is this gorgeous kit. Very popular paired with mohair. So this one here is our Tosh Pebble and Tosh Silk Cloud. For those of you who were familiar with Shibui, Madeline Tosh has I guess buying rights on the mill, and they're ordering the yarns. And Pam and I were just
the same
fan.
yarn.
Yeah.
It's the
same
yarn.
exact yarn. So this colorway
Same
here
color
is called
names.
Fjord.
Yeah.
Yes, they kept in line, which I think was smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't need to rebrand.
It's great.
Next colorway is called Ivory. This is the Ivory in the Silk Cloud, the Tosh Silk Cloud. And then you have Tosh Pebble. That's going to be stunning. And if you decide that you want to make a long sleeve version, by all means call me and we can certainly add some inventory. This color here is called Pollen. It's like my original favorite color. Ivory, graphite, no, ivory, tar, and pollen.
Yes.
What was that shawl that I knit?
Oh,
You did the Dragonfell from
from
Melanie Berg.
Melanie Berg. I don't remember which one you did.
Oh, what was the name of it? Such a great shawl.
Okay. Here, let me put
Love that colorway. Do you want to show some?
No. I have to go get them.
Okay, sorry, Pam. This one here is called Abyss. Love this classic black. And then we have, I guess I'm not doing Syrah if I picked red for my Busan tea. Love the Syrah.
Right?
Is that gorgeous?
You did like that one.
Yes, and this one here is called Tar. This colorway here. Next up we have Velvet. Love this color, this beautiful plum.
That's a great color. I
Stunning.
love that name, Velvet. Oh,
Yep.
it's beautiful. Beautiful.
And then we have Ash. Oops. Sorry, Pam. We have runaway skeins here. Ash is this beautiful pearl gray.
It's pretty.
And then we have Cove. Cove is this gorgeous color. It's deeper than the Fjord. It's a darker teal. Stunning. And last but not least, Pam has Bordeaux.
Love that one too.
Stunning.
Beautiful.
So this one's going to have a light, airy feel.
Because it's got the mohair in it.
Yeah. So those are beautiful options after following the Tussa tweed.
So Dina and I we didn't get carried away, but what I was starting to say before is the ranunculus really can be made out of anything. You could go from a fingering weight yarn to a worsted weight yarn.
Right. So which is why we started with the Tussa. Then we went to the Pebble and the mohair, and maybe now we'll show Kyoto.
Kyoto is a new yarn for us in the shop. It
mohair.
is made in Italy. It's made in Italy. It is a, what did I read it on here? Well, it's conditioned, no, what does that mean, conditioned weight? I thought I read that it was something, recycled. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Upcycled cotton.
Maybe. This reminds me so much of a yarn that we used to have from Barocco, and I have a top that I wear occasionally in the summertime that looks like this, but
Used to be called Seduce.
right. So here you go. You see the thread? It's
What's
like a
old is
wrapped.
new.
It's like a wrapped. It's very pretty.
And if you look closely, while it reads green or like a speckled green, when you look closely, you'll see that there's speckles going through it, like a yellow, a red, and a blue speckle. You could see it up close, but from far it's certainly nondescript.
Here's a beige, and you can see it there. But this would be a neutral, a beige.
Now these are, so the yarn is called Kyoto, and all the colorway names, we're saying green, but I believe this one was called...
this one was called Bamboo.
One was Kimono. Like, they're all named after Fuji.
Fuji.
Yeah, they're all after different cities. So, which is kind of nice.
This is a great color. Look at that. Love that one.
I mean, green, yellow, beige, gray.
This is like a neutral. It's like a silvery. It's like a blue.
Here you can see the flax.
Yeah.
If you hold it, hold on, let's see.
Bottom. That's pretty.
And you can see the flex in this one.
And then we
very
have
pretty.
This over here, which is a great blue. And then a great red. So that would also be great for the ranunculus as well.
Be stunning.
Right. And then, that's not all yet, though.
That would be great in the Busan tea.
That would be nice in the Busan, yeah. That would be pretty in the Busan. See, there you go.
Last but not least.
And it's not even last.
Oh, you're right. Second to last.
This is another yarn that we've shown before. It's called Splash from Barocco. Maybe this is the one. Cotton organic. It's 30% cotton organic and 70% viscose. And it's a great spring yarn. That's a blue color. You're done.
What's pretty is you can see these colors running through it, and they actually just splash out in random places.
It's almost like the yarn dash when they did. It was
exactly
this dash,
right. So this is this is like the spring summer version, and it would be adorable in the ranunculus.
Yeah, and this is like a light gray, light silver with some black and beige splashed in it.
It's got a chain neck construction. Can wash, lay flat to dry.
Now, Dinah's color has some blues and turquoise, and mine has neutrals, beiges, and grays, and cream. So those are the 4 colors we did in Splash, and I believe the kit contains 5 skeins in the Splash, and there's one other fiber. Now, this fiber is a little bit heavier.
This next fiber is probably the one that most reminds me of my first ranunculus that I knit. I knit one in a yarn called...
what was that called?
Wasn't Vera. Vera's the other top that I was knitting. It's it was like a flax linen blend from Anzula, and this yarn is called Straw.
And this would be a worsted weight yarn, and it's from Woolfolk. And it is, I think, 18 to 20 stitches, they say, and its content is 50% merino and 50% linen. So we thought this would make a nice yarn as well. The colors are muted. Dinah has a light. Which one do you have there? Is that
the gray?
The gray. This is kind of like a raisiny color.
Right. So it's got a brown undertone.
This one is a gray, a darker gray.
So you can see that here. More like a charcoal vibe underneath.
Right. Next.
And again, this is a chain neck construction. It looks like the linen doesn't take the dye.
Right.
The wool is taking the dye. So whatever's not taking the dye is just giving you kind of like this masked halo. And then that's like a gold colorway.
Gold colorway, a beige. And then this one goes kind of green.
Definitely reeds green.
Reeds green, okay. So those are the colors in the straw. That's STRA, and they're on the website. So this would be more of a worsted version. Even if you wanted to make this with longer sleeves, you could do that too.
That would be stunning.
Yeah. So, you know,
Can we have too many options?
Yeah. Well, we could have made even more too, though. I know.
It's crazy.
I'll take those from you. It was
I like the way this feels.
Isn't it nice? Yeah, it's got a great hand to it.
Yeah.
A great hand to it. And it's got, like Dinah said, that little halo coming through, which is nice. And Woolfolk is a great yarn.
Yes, always a great yarn.
You know.
So our question is, have you knit the ranunculus? Are you down to knit another one? Maybe we've just inspired you. And I love when, you know, we get emails saying, thank you so much for your inspiration. I'm not taking your knit along, but I'm knitting alongside with you.
Correct, which is fine.
And that's just fine.
That's
and we
great.
love hearing that. We're so happy that we've inspired you.
We love to inspire knitters.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Sometimes I feel like are we podcasting too much? Sometimes I feel like we're coming off as a hard sell, and we're really it's a little bit of everything, but we don't want to sound like an infomercial.
No, but it keeps us honest because, there's so many things, like Darren and I were talking about that recently. Right now, everything moves so quickly. Everything is fast, and there are always new patterns coming out, different fibers, right?
Absolutely. But sometimes it's fun to go back into your queue.
Right.
Seeing that you have something that maybe you've saved from a while back.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you start to knit it.
Exactly.
It's nice.
So it's nice too. If we didn't podcast, we would probably just miss a whole thing. We
can't imagine
what it was. We wouldn't remember what it was we wanted to remember,
I have to say, one of the reasons I love podcasting is it keeps me honest with my knitting.
Oh, there you go.
Almost like our knit-alongs, although some of them have become languishing whips. But, just having to show up and say, look,
this is what I'm doing.
Right. And even if it's been a hard week and I didn't pick up my knitting, that's okay too, because that's life, right? Can't always
absolutely
have knitting on the brain,
For sure. Yeah, that's what happens.
So
life sometimes gets in the way, but I always say, as knitters or crocheters, whatever it might be, we're very blessed to have our knitting, to have our craft, because it really is, if I didn't knit, it's like taking your knit. I'm always taking my knitting bag with me. It's like I have to have my knitting with me. If I didn't go with my knitting, I would feel like I was missing a piece of clothing.
Totally.
Is that crazy?
It's
Do you ever feel that way? I don't know.
Yes. I always joke with Pam. And when I know that I need to sit in a doctor's office or I know that I'm going to be waiting, I grab my knitting. And, sure enough, I don't have to wait because I'm thinking it's found time to do knitting.
Right, of course.
But that moment that I forget my bag in the car or I left my knitting bag at home, I have the longest wait.
Isn't that always the way?
It's like Murphy's Law.
So frustrating.
So annoying.
That's like
Has that ever happened to you?
When I went to do jury duty, I took my knitting with me, and they said, well, you can't bring that in. So I went out to the car, and I brought my crocheting in.
I did the same thing. And they do let you crochet.
They let you crochet. I guess you can't hurt anybody with a crochet hook. At least that's what they're thinking, right? But
why not? I feel like it's the same.
Point being, we always have. I was ready. I could change. You don't let me knit, then I'm going to crochet.
Which is why I also, to that point, have more than one project usually, because if I hit an impasse, I think I'd, kick myself if I couldn't go,
couldn't do it.
If I had to divide for the armholes, I should be so lucky on my Alpine Bloom. And I didn't bring anything.
And you didn't bring it with you. You never know. We bring so much. Like when Dina and I were meeting, Dina's like, well, what project am I going to bring?
I bring 5.
What project am I going to bring?
I had the little vest.
You had everything with you.
I had the Alpine Bloom. I had the Busan tee. Forget it.
Right.
And you guys wonder why I have ADD.
Well, I went home, because I needed a certain needle size to continue.
Oh, don't forget to take it.
Yeah, and Dina said to me, "Oh, stop at the store and get it." And of course, I get home, I put everything down.
She didn't stop at the store.
I totally forgot to stop, and I said, "I am not going out again." So I started at that point. Then I went through all my projects. I said, "I know I have that needle size. Could I find it? No." So I was at an impasse with that.
Now, would you ever, when I'm stuck that way? I don't know if you guys have ever done that. Would you ever take a size 5 and try to knit looser?
Well, I had that thought. I did have that thought.
I would have so done that if I...
Then I thought, I'll take the needle size and I'll do magic loop.
Yeah, I suggested that.
But guess what?
You didn't have a long 6.
I didn't have a longer one.
Stop.
I swear to God, I had 24. That's not long enough.
Where's your 6 needle?
I don't know. That is a very...
Is it in your sylph?
I went through... Well, I wasn't going to take that off. No, that's on a 4. I wasn't going to take that off the needle, the sylph, but you had the signature for that, I believe. Maybe I had that
Heirloom cardigan? Those are squares.
There's
anyway.
a squares. No, it's not that. I don't know where it is. I went through things. I couldn't find it. Anyway, so there you go.
It's a mystery.
A frustration. It's not like I didn't have anything else to knit, Dinah.
No, but when you want to knit on what you want to knit.
I wanted to accomplish something on that, and I couldn't do it.
We have to get ready for tomorrow's class.
We have to go home. It's late, and I have some knitting to do.
Are you signed up for the Busan tea? It's not too late. If you miss the first live, it's okay. They're recorded. They're on Facebook.
Right.
You could watch at your leisure.
Right. And I will say, people have asked, and I added this into the email that I send out, that, life gets in the way. One woman said she had a premature grandchild, so she hadn't been able to join. Will she be able to watch the Zooms? They're always there. Once you're a member of the group, you always have access to the Zooms.
Even if it's a year later, 2 years later.
Yeah, we don't take them down. They're always there. You just have to be in the group to have access to it, right?
Right.
If you're in it, you're in it. That doesn't make a difference. So whenever you watch it, that's up to you.
And on that note, when a class is retired, let's just say it was the Jethro. If you are inclined to make the Jethro and you want to be a part of that class, I can reopen it up. You just have to shoot me an email. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a bug with my web host, and everyone gets a reminder when the class is reopened that class is going live. It's not live. It's just pre-recorded.
Right.
So I apologize for that. They haven't been able to figure out why they're getting
The message.
you're getting these automatic emails. But yeah.
There you
So
go.
just reach out, send me an email. I'd love to take the Nila class. Pam just inspired you. By all means, I can just open it up. It's not a problem.
Right. They're all there.
Right.
They're all there. We've been doing classes now the Letho was 3 years ago. And that
years
was, I don't know what our
When
first one was.
I think April showers.
Was that the first one?
Yeah, with Kimberly.
Was that the first
I
one?
think so.
Is that right?
Yeah.
April, was that the Lovely Tea?
Yes.
I love that top. That is a great top.
Great top.
If you have like 3 skeins of a fingering weight yarn that you happen to love, and you
Download
want to
the
make
pattern.
something,
Kimberly McAlinden's
I've got
Lovely
those
Tea.
3 skeins of that Cocan fingering, but I love that yarn. That cream color
Yes,
with those.
Sandcastle, but you said you were going to do something with it.
I'm not doing that anymore. It was a tea last year. I'll find something to do, but
No, something new you said this
3
year.
skeins. I do like that Lovely Tea. That was it was a nice knit. It's a very easy thing to wear.
Everyone loves that tea.
It's a great wearing tea.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing, right?
Yes.
Anyway, it's
Okay.
dinner time.
I was going to say, if you have a suggestion for 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn, a nice T-shirt, let us know.
Yeah, that would be
Drop
lovely.
a comment.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, everyone.
Until next time.
Thank you.
Have a great one.